And welcome back, everyone, to Overwatch Contenders Fall Series APAC. We're ready to go into the winners match between the two teams who had an absolute performance today already. But one team has to be brought down to the lower bracket after this match, which would be
Exactly.
very interesting. And you were all still saying that Heaven Sent should be the favorite coming out of this match?
I may be cursing them. I may be having the caster curse on them, but as after seeing those two matches, I think yes, four-eyed freaks are also good, but they look a little bit vulnerable here.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Heaven Sent did also look a little bit vulnerable there on Busan, a little bit, but after that, I think Heaven Sent should be the favorites coming into this matchup here. Still, I may be wrong because it's not like a big margin. It looks like Heaven Sent is a little bit. It looks a little bit better, but they also have the oppositions to think about, and maybe depending on map pools and how the first map goes, it might be much more different.
It should be, and I'm hoping for at least Game 4-5 to be handled by both teams. As, of course, the same rosters.
Yep, unchanged from the first map.
Unchanged, even with 5 DPSs. Keeping XP 7 and speed 75 for the DPS. And also Overshake Berlin for 4-eyed freaks. Can they keep it up and have a real contest against Heaven Sent will be the question that we are going into. Of course, first Control, second Hybrid, Flashpoint. If we get to see some push maps later on, that will be available. And onto Escort if we get to that map number 5.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna see a lot less Escort than compared to what we've been seeing in previous seasons. Here is the roster for Heaven Sent. I believe that this is the same starting roster that we've seen on the previous match. Ayako was there for Flashpoint for Heaven Sent. However, this is going to be the same starting roster on the Heaven Sent side as well. A lot less DPS choices compared to Four-Eyed Freaks, but it looks like this is the roster that Heaven Sent thinks is most confident on.
Hell no, a lot less choices, but if the solid choice, if the signature menu on the restaurant is always good, like what more do you need? Why do you need to change?
Exactly, maybe a little bit of spice here and there, but that's going to be later on the bracket. So maybe some of these other players on the bench are going to be the secret weapons for the latter stages of the tournament, because Heaven Sent are very confident in coming into this tournament that they will be able to survive until the latter stages.
Yeah, it seems very much likely. And if you actually win from this match, you actually take a 2-week break before your next match.
Yeah, because they need to wait for almost the entirety of the lower bracket to progress. So maybe they have some time to rest. Maybe they have some time to observe the other players from the other side of the bracket as well. So it's going to be very interesting. But at the same time, it might be backfiring because they won't have as much live match practice or experience compared to the other lower bracket teams. That's why sometimes we get a lower bracket miracle run, because the kind of, I guess, momentum those competitive matches actually bring might be enough to flip the difference between the power levels of these teams. But at the moment, Heaven Sent, as I repeat, Heaven Sent seems like the best team so far in APAC Contenders in terms of power level.
I do think you get a lot of advantage by winning this matchup. You go straight into the winners finals, which means that you have longer of a break, plus more time to adjust to the live patch that we're going to be going into soon.
Oh, that is also true.
And you will also get some. You will also have some extra data on the other teams playing before you, which is very crucial oftentimes because we have such a big map pool. You might want to look into every single data on your opponent. Exactly. Knowing yourself, plus if you know your opponent, you will most likely to come up with a win. Very likely.
Yeah. So especially with that map pool, I think. It's going to be like even the most little of details, the smallest of details, like, hey, if this team kind of like is in a losing streak, like which map do they pick? Like for example, do they want to pick Midtown for hybrid? Do they want to get Eichenwald for hybrid? I think if there's a tendency in those kind of matches and that data, I think it's going to be very, very easier for the teams that are on the I guess upper bracket to prepare for that. So Yeah, a lot of stakes on this match. I want to talk about Heaven Sent a little bit.
Okay.
Again, a lot of the members are from the USA, so maybe they're on a little bit of ping. I am pretty sure that they are not like in the APAC region geographically.
Yeah, until we go into quantum world with maximum quantum CPU working everything with one less ping all over the globe, I think we do have to consider the ping slightly because there's that distance between some of the players. So we might have to look into that a little bit.
Assume that it is going to be something on the 160 to 200.
Yeah, if they're having a good day, maybe I'm assuming slightly less or around 100-ish. Which shouldn't matter. Which
I would doubt that it would go that low, though. But
I think it depends on where you actually are from the USA.
Yeah, that
if you're
is
in the
very
Western
true.
Coast, sometimes you get like 80 pings if you're lucky.
That
But
is
if you're in
very
the Eastern
true.
Coast, it's what you mentioned, like 130.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ish.
But again, I mean, judging by the first match, I don't think Heaven Sent gives a damn about the ping because they're just, steamrolling through their opposition. And we're having Ilios for the first time on control. We had Busan that was pre-selected for the first two matches. We're having Ilios. This is going to be a totally different map with totally different compositions. We see, in the Overwatch League, we see a lot of Echo being played on the Ilios, especially on Lighthouse. And there's also a possibility of a sniper duel on Ruins. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup of clash of compositions. A lot more Orisa being featured. It's definitely interesting to see how the two teams kind of have the read on this.
I would love to see both teams throwing questions like, are you ready for this comp? Are you ready for this comp? Are you ready for this DPS tank? I would like to see lots of flops in between the maps, and not just in between the maps, in the map, actually changing up a lot.
We are starting with well here, so this is going to be also an Echo map. It's I'm very intrigued to see if these two teams are going to play the Echo because we haven't seen a single Echo play today.
We did once. And
we did.
I think so.
I lied.
It was very early on, so
my memory reset
few hours ago, and the rest of the matches actually went super fast. So Echo, totally possible.
Oh,
but
yeah, we
I
did.
I think we see a lot less Echo compared to summer because we have a lot of those hit scans, like a lot of Soldier, even Ilari. Not the most powerful against Echo, but still you can provide some more extra damage when you can have the distance.
Yeah, I also think it also has to do with the supports here because there's Echo in this current meta right now doesn't have a lot of, I guess, it's not in a position to get a lot of healing because if you think about the healing compositions that come out here, it's the Baptiste, it's the Ilari. I mean, if you can hit a flying Echo, airborne Echo with the Baptiste, you're a good Baptiste.
Yeah, also Ilari's the distance has to be short enough to actually have the healing.
It's kind of like the Zarya beam. So like if you're in full flight as an Echo, it's really hard to get any healing from the Ilari nor the Baptiste. So it's very hard, and right now some teams do go with the Echo Mercy to if you really have a good Echo player, but the question is it really worth it to invest both the Echo and the Mercy to just run that composition? Because right now there's a Soldier, there's the Sojourn,
there's a lot of hit scans.
Yeah, and also there's a lot of other good options on the DPS side as well. Even the Mei, even the Torbjorn, the Genji, all are better. I guess I would arguably say that those are better picks on the DPS side of things. So yes, like Echo is kind of like a map dependent pick right now, but I don't think it's even worth it to go. I don't think it's that worth it to go a Echo Mercy composition here.
Yeah, likely we're going to see one Echo at least. I'm hoping from from either side. But if not, I think we can just roll with it because it's not the most common these days, not as much as compared to summer. And the reason why we keep on mentioning about Echo and Team Com is because we're getting the game set up. It seems like we're taking some more time to get that ready set up.
Hey,
between
I'm
the two
happy
teams.
with boasting my knowledge.
Oh,
on
I know
Overwatch.
I know it's been a while, so we've been through a lot of patches. Oh, by the way, the patch notes, man. A lot of scrolls to go through every single month, and I'm a happy guy. I'm actually very happy about a lot more patches happening often.
So some of the patches were really effective. Some of them just like you don't even remember about it. But I'm just glad at the effort that the dev team is putting in to put in a lot of
like it.
changes. And also, like, we've talked about this, but remember last season, we've seen just the Winston Sombra Tracer, and this time we're seeing a lot more variety of choices. Yes, we're predominantly seeing the Junker Queen or the Orisa with the Soldier Torbjorn. However, it does not mean that other comps are not viable in this in this meta right now. So I think it's a good thing. It's a very healthy thing for the game right now. And I'm sure a lot of the viewers and also you and I have played the game. It's a more fun experience to play at the
I
moment.
do have to say I enjoy slightly more because just a few months ago I was just keeping my eyes on for EMP. EMP only, basically to initiate and basically finish the fight at that moment too. If you have like a 3-man, 4-man, a 5-man EMP sometimes, but it's not the same anymore. And I like it even more because of course the ultimates are very big into every single game, but it's slightly more about the poking and also the neutral fight. I can actually feel like I'm putting in a lot more damage just from every single shot.
Yeah,
I think I do feel like I'm being cared, and it does seem like that my skills matter even more.
Yeah, I mean, not that the Winston Sombra Tracer comp is bad. It's just that if it's like there every single game and there's no alternative to it, that's going to be the problem there. And also, like you said, G-Clef, the pace was a little bit slower compared to right now because you have to wait for the ults. Like, the ults actually matter more in the fights than right now, right? As compared to this, like you said, neutral fight kills pokes. They have there's pick potential for each and every composition here, and the rush comp just basically, if you have ults, it's an easier fight. But also, like, if you're in everyone's face and you're just brawling, the ultimates just follow up as you fight, so it's a lot more pacier. So the bottom line is that in this meta right now, you can even fight when you can start fights when you don't have ults compared to the previous patch, where previous meta, right? Rather, you have to you have to bank up your ults and then use them to very effectively.
Well, my bottom line's a lot more simpler than Unknown, is that as a Hanzo main, it's good not to have Tracer, not to have Sombra on my back. That's all that matters.
Well, I guess one bad side for me for this meta is that Ana's not a thing for me.
That's right. I know you're a big Ana fan.
Yeah, I'm big Ana Zenyatta main. I do have to pick up the Illari a little bit. I am starting on it. Just a little bit. I do need more playtime on it still. I mean, I'm still happy for the state of the game right now, and I'm just excited to see how the two better proven teams that of today are going against it and how they think about it.
Yeah, I'm actually very happy about because even for support, there are some slightly more aggressive support players and slightly less, more passive support players. Like Ana, slightly more passive, less mobility. But for like Illari and a few other supports, you have a lot more mobility. Like Lucio, you can be aggressive in terms of positioning.
Question: Is Illari really a support?
Yes, she is.
I mean, look, the Pylon is the support, Illari's the DPS. That's my theory.
Pylon's on a very long cooldown, so...
Come on. But yeah, I mean, she is, classified as a support. I am not going to argue on that, however.
So yeah, I think maybe the balance patch will hit Illari once again, because it does seem like she's still, to me, just my personal opinion, that she's a little too powerful as a support.
I think I agree with that, but I also at the same time, it does not. It's not like Illari's going to be picked in every single composition.
Oh no!
So
no.
If she gets powered, if she gets tuned down a little bit, that means the poke comp with Illari Baptiste as a composition may lose a lot of power, so maybe not be viable at all. I'm not like here to speculate about patches, but I think she's in a great spot right now. So, interested to see how teams will be able to use that, because, like, it's not as dominant. She's a good pick. She's powerful, but not to the level that, like, being oppressive right now. If you're good, then you get rewarded for it. If you're bad, you get punished for it.
Yeah, also her she's basically a hit scan too. So I thought initially, after watching her release video, I thought she'd be like a projectile, like a really fast projectile left click, but it's actually a hit scan. So that's why you can actually get those kills picked up. which I do like her a lot. Just within, I think, less than about 30, 40 hours played. But still, I'm loving her
Already?
a lot. Yes.
Oh my god.
It only took like
Hey.
not too many days.
Hey, here I am translating Overwatch League, casting.
Here I am at home playing Lari. It's like, oh, okay, this works. That doesn't work. Okay, I just died.
Well, I mean, playing the game and knowing how the game is also very important in casting, so I respect that. It does seem like we're taking a little bit of time to set up for the game. Hopefully it's not something that's game breaking. At least there weren't any progress in the game, so even if they have to reset the lobby or something like that, there's not.
We did go into the map though, right? Like loading screen.
Yeah, they went into the map, but their doors didn't open yet. So not like.
Okay, it seems like we are actually going to have like a re-lobby and the re-game after everything is set up with the connection and everything. So before that, we'll take a short break, guys. 3 minutes. That's all you need. Grab some popcorn and come back in 3 minutes. See you soon. And guys, we are ready.
Are we?
To go, I hope. No, at least we're back on camera, okay?
No, because I have the same in-ears, and I was like,
no,
I haven't heard anything.
Only the good inner mind people can listen to the intercoms.
They hate me. Production hates me.
You are not worthy enough.
Okay, well, let me stand back and look at the wall over there for a second.
Yeah, you can face the wall and cast on your back. Oh no, certainly, of course, it should be ready real soon. If we have some more time to banter, we can just go ahead and do so. But these two teams, I'm pretty sure they want to get everything set up before we go in.
Of course, it's the first very important map.
It is not Busan, it is Ilios. So, and I do have to wonder if we are going to see some Echo, any other heroes flying in the air, or some more pokes coming out, as we have seen in a couple other maps. And it seems to me that a lot of the players right now, DPS, it's not Genji, like fixed Genji. It does depend on the map, and also did see a lot of DPS actually responding. Okay, if you're having your own Genji, I will pull out my own Genji and also contest.
I think Genji should be kind of like the let's just say more comfortable pick here, because it does do a lot of roles. Hey, we're back into the game. But coming back to the Genji, it's like you can both counter the Bastion, because I guess the deflect almost matches the cooltime of the tank mode of the Bastion, and also if there's no Bastion on the other side, you can always just do the classic Genji dive onto the backline. So I think Genji is kind of like a good pick overall. There's also like Torbjorn, who's also having a lot of DP, had a lot of buffs, so it's really viable and has a lot of damage output. And so I think either way, it's totally fine. It looks like both teams are going with the Genji. I am assuming that Iron Front goes, yeah, there we go.
Oh, Widow from XP7 will be having some pokes.
Yeah, this is like one of the maps that a Widow is actually viable for, especially after the nerfs here, because the effective range, even if you have that headshot, there are a lot of angles where you can get that one-shot kill with the Widowmaker here.
So Heaven actually dives all the way to get that Widow first, and then start a 4v5.
Well, but on the other hand, it's going to be a 3v4 on the other side, so there you go. Ruparaj taken down, but ClearCon takes care of Rui, and Zerzhan takes care of Speed 75. So first fight goes on the way of Heaven Sent, and it is going to be first cap for the side of Heaven Sent.
Yeah, it turns out Genji can move pretty fast back into your team.
What a surprise!
And also, yeah, that one deflect. Yeah, from that Widow into her own headshot can also be painful.
XP7 kind of learned their launcher's lesson here. This ain't it, and goes to match that Sojourn here. However, by changing the composition here, he will be very behind on that clock, which might hurt them in the end.
Yep, the percentage certainly much lower, actually. About half only filled in.
Ooh, good knife from ClearCon there. Puts pressure on Rui, but the sustain is there. So, wow, it looks like it is going to be a stalemate until either side gets ults, but no! Iron takes care of Speed 75 and takes him out of the picture, so it's going to be a fight in favor of Heaven Sent, and that is more so after Overshake is taken down. So 4EF has to reset.
Yeah, Rui does get the kill eventually. Oh, actually a 2. Yeah, even using Rampage early on. Wonder if that's going to be working alone. Okay, still alive. Speed75 going to fight.
Oh man, this is a scrappy fight on both sides. At first I thought Rui was wasting his ult because he wasn't there where a man down.
Ditto.
However, the Rampage did work out and it actually ended up Heaven Sent wasting their Kitsune Rush because Kitsune Rush was casted like almost after 2 members of their team went down and it didn't have any value.
So this work up to the rush from Berlin going down. There's a barrier to keep the members alive, but not for long.
Okay, trading kills all around. However, right now, Heaven Sent is having the upper numbers advantage here. The sustain from the Sound Bearer is more than enough to win that fight for Heaven Sent and is almost going to be final fight territory.
Yeah, already losing one before that barrier.
Oh, that is a
having a better
stagger.
moment.
That's going to be even more time delay for the side of 4-Eyed Freaks. This is going to be absolutely final fight territory, and only the overclock going to be online on the side of 4-Eyed Freaks, whereas Heaven Sent is having the Dragon Blade up only one ult.
XP7 dangerous.
Oh, XP7 is down, and Ironbound takes that Dragon Blade, so it is going to be damage. A lot of World of Hurt on the
Rui
side.
on point, no Rampage available this time as Jungle Queen's the only one on point, taken down, and overtime in 1-0.
So Ruins on the side of Heaven Sent. I think that was a little bit of a mismatch on the composition with that Widow over there. I think 4-Eyed Freaks kind of lost about like 20% on the point after, you know, just the Widow dying and then having to go back and switch again.
You check out the new Atlanta.
Well, I mean, just as I expected, Heaven Sent is being very proactive. Whether or not you have the ult advantage, they are always trying to pull up this. They're stepping on the gas. They're making sure that 4-Eyed Freaks are not going to have any sort of organized team fight.
Yeah, even that was the case. I think 4-Eyed Freaks still pulled out some amazing moments, especially Rui on their Jungle Queen. We saw
that Rampage was impressive.
Yeah, Rui's ability to actually read the battlefield, to keep the point alive, along with teammates joining him real soon.
Okay, this is going to be well here. We are seeing that echo that we've expected here, and we've seen a little bit of a different of a curveball from Heaven Sent. We see the D.Va, which is usually which is not that much of a surprising pick because D.Va was very often used on the side.
Genji take it down early. As D.Va is certainly stronger after a few patches. Oh, what a shot from XP7!
Check his computer. I need him to.
Oh man, that was a beautiful shot. Echo was actually going very aggressive, close to him, so 4EF might actually turn this one around soon.
But despite the best efforts of XP7, the point is on the side of Heaven Sent. So they also have positional advantage here. Rui taking down that pylon, but Genji taking down Speed75 is not having a fun time at the third match here.
The beam is here. XP7. And Kiriko actually jumps along with
Berlin!
it. Buy one, get one free.
Yeah, Berlin TP to save XP7 only to result in a buy one, get one free for Zersan here, excuse me. And Heaven Sent is keeping on the aggression here. They have positional advantage. Like you see here, they are very positioned forward, and the D.Va is there to prevent any sort of maneuver from 4-Eyed Freaks here.
And keeping them at bay, still keeping them around the room, forcing 4-Eyed Freaks to really make that rotation towards the big room all the time. And taking down the pylon is always the first thing.
Yeah, because the pylon healing output is really, really high. And as you can see, 4-Eyed Freaks just made some, I guess, wholesale changes to their composition. They have the Ashe, they match the Echo, and they have the Orisa. Oh, but it looks like it's not gonna work.
Okay, backline support's down for Heaven Sent, but 4-Eyed Freaks lost their DPSs
down to that self-destruct.
And the Echo copy. Keep it up. There are some heavy lifting Orisa right in front of your face.
But the thing is that Heaven Sent does not have a tank yet, but they're trying to use their ultimates to their advantage so that they don't care. D.Va is back, but this is a scrappy fight all around. However, I don't think Berlin even managed to fire that captive son, and it's already. Oh my God! Wow, this was a scrappy fight all around and well, but in the end,
wow,
first fight went to the side of Heaven Sent. We don't even know.
I'm actually quite bamboozled here, as that was, I thought, at least once in the middle of the fight. The point should have went to 4-Eyed Freaks because they had a lot of room. They had moments where it was supposed to be for at least 10 seconds of 3v5. But still, somehow, Heaven Sent, they were able to keep it up with that much sustain. With no sustain, by the way. Both of the supports were gone initially. But blocking all that damage and keeping them away from the point, no capture back into 4-Eyed Freaks. Wonder what happened. Exactly.
Yeah,
there.
I think we need to look at a little bit of footage back there to see what happened, because there were action happening all around. Like every time, it was sometimes hard to keep up with what was going on. However, like if you can see the trend, I think the basic trends was that it wasn't this fight. At least the last round on Well wasn't about like, hey, who was the more organized team fight. It was just like small scale skirmishes all around. I think it was a bit of a mechanical prowess battle, and then Heaven Sent was a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think with that score 2-0, we are done with Ilias. We're moving into the next map. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, map number 2. Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Fall Series APAC winners match of day number 1. So far, 1-0 for Heavenly Sent. And let's see if they can continue on that, because 4-Eyed Freaks, oh man. There were some moments where I could actually feel, okay, this is the moment to press and actually go into the field and take that advantage and take the point away. But it seemed like they were very hesitant on their movement.
I would rather, I don't think, yes, maybe, but I don't think that they were hesitant. It's just that Heaven Sent didn't give them a chance to, because they were making so much of a chaos that they didn't even give 4-Eyed Freaks a opportunity to make an informed decision, because even not at first point of view, even as like we were looking at the observer's point of view, this game was really hard to catch up. And I think this must have been the same with 4-Eyed Freaks as well, because they need to assess the situation. They need to decide on which ults or which kind of abilities you want to use, and then you have a planned fight. And then that just didn't happen because Heaven Sent didn't give them the opportunity. They were always on the action. They were always on the forefront. They were always doing something, forcing for Eyed Freaks to a counteraction, which they weren't ready to.
That should be some change. There should be some changes for 4EF. Yeah, knowing that, that's the idea.
Oh dear, is this the Junkrat?
I do like the Junkrat.
Yes, only for point A though. Because point A has very, very narrow corridors that it's, I guess, the Junkrat is viable for.
Yeah, you can just shoot at the wall and it will hit the target oftentimes. As long as
pretty much, but yeah. So again,
and there are a lot of angles for the Riptire
to
come around and to just blow up and do multiple damage at once.
Also, it's interesting to see that even Heaven Sent also goes to the Sigma on the defense. I think this is going to be a thing for the APAC teams competing. I don't think this is going away for a while. And also, we are seeing the Ana coming back. We've actually Heaven Sent also used Ana on the previous match as well. So this is something that they've been practicing definitely.
Zeru ready on point right next to the stairs.
4-Eyed Freaks, on the other hand, are going full poke, and that is the assassination on there! Speed 75 did not see that coming.
He's not able to handle the firepower. Well, it's not immediate, but once you're right next to the Junkrat, you just can't dodge.
If the thing about the poke is that you are out of their range, and then you can do just damage when they can't, but Heaven Sent, that assassination over there was like, hey, you did not expect me to be this close to you. And they are, this is, I think, going to be a stagger kill. Or, okay, they managed to survive. But Four-Eyed Freaks, they are swapping a little bit. They are matching the Sigma. But this means that the Gravitic Flux is going to be at a massive disadvantage for the side of Four-Eyed Freaks. And also the Sigma is
Another kill!
Oh, and another over there, and is that going to be a third?
Not even contested. I don't think anyone saw Junkrat coming from the side again.
Oh, this is disastrous for the side of Four-Eyed Freaks here. And not only that,
yeah,
like,
this alleyway is just sandwiched from Heaven Sent.
And to just kind of elaborate on the Sigma matchup here, we've been talking about who can break the other Sigma's barrier first. Junkrat is very, very has a high expertise of breaking Sigma shields.
And it's also easy. It's also very easy. Oh, ready with the trap once again. But before that,
they might not even need it because the Gravitic Flux takes down Overshake, and also Speed 75 falls with that. Four-Eyed Freaks has to reset once again. The only bright side is that they are approaching 5 ultimates. Oh, but XP7, what are you thinking about there, buddy?
Do something. They need to do
maybe
more than something.
No, I do have an explanation for that. Maybe XP7 wants to swap. Yes.
Yeah, very likely.
Yeah, so the Widow. That makes a little bit of sense because if you're kind of held up this bad, then like you just rather just gamble on a headshot because if you believe in your aim, yeah, like that. So if you can just take out like a single member, then that's your break. That's your opening to get that point. So Four-Eyed Freaks taking a lot of ultimates. Already 3 ultimates expended. However, a lot of members down on the side of Four-Eyed Freaks, and they have to reset once again. It's the timer is at sub 1 minute here.
Well, now getting some tick as Drew is on the point, but all the members going back to kill that.
This is going to be a stagger kill. Oh no! That Gravitic Flux is gone. That was the only ult left for Four-Eyed Freaks, and then it's gone.
I can't believe it. I guess, but you still have 40 seconds.
And it's not even a swap.
Or maybe it was just a fat finger at the moment. I don't exactly know what happened there, but that shouldn't have happened for the team. That will now.
This is not looking good for Four-Eyed Freaks here. And again, Junkrat is on the same spot for the assassination.
A surveillance camera, Junkrat.
A surveillance camera that can kill people.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh, Overshake is down again. And here,
and the Torbjorn is doing nothing on the point.
Well,
just keeping up with the turret.
This is
that's it.
This is violent from Heaven Sent here. Make this a rated R show. G-Clef.
No,
this
we can't.
is
Overwatch
not
is
recommended
not rated
for
R.
children.
It is. Overwatch is not rated R, but what we have seen from Heaven Sent, and guys, you have to be careful when you're playing with fireworks. Explosives can be deadly. As it is always written on the fireworks, do not hold in your hand.
Oh, this Junkrat. Yeah, I don't think Four-Eyed Freaks was expecting the Junkrat at all, because the Junkrat is, well, just blasting away Four-Eyed Freaks here, and Four-Eyed Freaks evidently cannot cope with them.
As
are you and Roadhog together?
That seemed like a very tough job. And there were moments where individual players from Four-Eyed Freaks, we could kind of tell they're kind of tilted at the moment, saying, okay, this isn't working, that isn't working, number 3, 4, 5 isn't working. Guys, can we communicate? And then on top of that, you end up making some mistakes of pressing that big button.
I mean, XP7 I can understand because you were about to swap out the Ashe anyways, but getting that Gravitic Flux right before you die.
Yeah, that was painful.
That was a little bit, I think that's a sign of a little bit of signs of mental boom on the side of Four-Eyed Freaks here.
There has to be a way of comeback, but you do have to full hold.
Oh my god, we have the Junkrat again and the Life Weaver. I think this is the first time that we're seeing Life Weaver being played on Fall Series here on the side of APAC.
Not just the pool Widow?
Yes, there is no Widow on this team right now.
Oh my god. I thought Life Weaver has one job in Overwatch.
Well, I mean, hey, this is New York. This is Midtown New York. You have a lot of part-time jobs here. I do have questions about. I do have doubts about the attack Junkrat here. So, and I don't think this is working as well. Yeah. So, yes, good job swapping to the Sojourn here. This makes a lot more sense in terms of compositions. They are running to the Rhine Rush here. It looks like they want to just, outmaneuver Four-Eyed Freaks with the TP onto the point. And we are... Okay, that was a short Life Weaver term. Ooh!
XP7!
Good shot! I mean, that was a headshot, but due to Widowmaker nerves, it wasn't a confirmed kill. But, I mean, you can always kill if you have 2 headshots. No, 2 shots.
Well, let's see what they can do this time with the Reinhardt.
I'm definitely thinking that they want to go to main instead of the subway here. Or they don't, because I think the TP is much more effective on the point. Maybe the infra site is on
Push
by
a little more.
XP7, so they know where Heaven Sent is and where they're going. The barrier broken from Cleargun, and the TP onto the point.
Okay,
Gravitic
2
Flux
kills
is
already.
there. The Gravitic Flux is a lot of value. Everyone is wiped out from the side of Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent has to go back to the spawn room.
Yeah, even Reinhardt shield is not enough to go up against that much DPS, as there is still Hanzo from 40F. Might be... I thought they were going to change it back up to more of a normal original comp, but it seems like their Kun wants to gather up that Earth Shatter.
Well, this composition does make sense because
teleport.
like a single TP can make the difference here. I think this is what they're trying to do. They're onto that small room, and the window.
Window's up, and she's dead.
Window's up, yeah, but oh, good shot
shot
from XP7. This is going to deny that push from Heaven Sent again, and this time.
Bastion with 3 kills.
Wait a second.
Yeah, but that's just going to be it.
Yeah, so Four-Eyed Freaks, although they lose XP7, XP7 already had 2 kills on Heaven Sent, and now it is Heaven Sent's turn to be on the panicking side because there is less than 1 minute on the time bank right now. Yes, a lot of ults are going to be online for Heaven Sent. However,
Iron back on Genji, and Earth Shatter for the kill.
Oh, this is going to be it.
And we thought there might not be enough time, but 4EF contesting a little bit, but that is going to be the end. Wow, and we have a 2-0 lead now. We're Heaven Sent. They were having some troubling moments, but it mainly came down from experimental team comps, I'd say.
I think, yeah, they kind of, I don't know what they were thinking when they wanted to do the attack Junkrat and the Life Weaver. And XP7 on that Widow showed some impressive mechanics on taking those headshots. And despite XP7's best efforts, I think actually it was a pretty good defense on the side of Four-Eyed Freaks. However, they made so little progress on their attack side that just like even a single ult push was enough for the side of Heaven Sent to secure them the win. I think if Four-Eyed Freaks was able to cap A and have a decent push on point B, I think they might even had a chance to win this fight, win this map as well. But because they got obliterated by the defense Junkrat over there, they made a little more than a single tick, and I think that was unfortunate.
It was pure destruction in the first half, as there were, I can't even recall attempts. I guess Rui standing on the point for the first tick was basically the only thing that I could kind of remember in the first half, and nothing else really working out, as the fight usually was already like 4v5.
Yeah,
those Junkrat
I
kills.
don't think that Heaven Sent allowed Four-Eyed Freaks to just, this is like the trend for the entire match right now, even including Ilios here. They were not giving Four-Eyed Freaks a chance to get an organized fight. So usually when teams fight, right, they plan. So they plan, hey, we have this ult, they have that ult, so we're going to plan this, so we're going to fight like this, and then hopefully we win. But like Heaven Sent just pulls the aggression before they can even do that.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually come back here, as it is 0-2 for Four-Eyed Freaks, as Heaven Sent on a lead again. And when we come back for map number 3, it will be Flashpoint. So guys, take a small break and grab some drinks, as we will go into that map number 3. So Heaven Sent up 2-0 in this series so far. We might just have another 3-0 happening at this rate. I mean, Four-Eyed Freaks, they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Maybe that 3-minute was not enough. We'll see if that was enough for them to actually go into Flashpoint and turn things around on the other side. Any updates?
I think they definitely need to figure out how they're going to do with the skirmishes here, because right now, as I'm keeping mentioning again, Heaven Sent is not allowing Four-Eyed Freaks to give them a chance to have an organized team fight. So, and they're being very aggressive here. They're starting fights whenever at the smallest window of opportunity. So, and right now, Four-Eyed Freaks are not being able to cope with the speed for Heaven Sent here. So they need to find a plan. Either they have to find a safe way to disengage, or they have to match the skirmishes and beat Heaven Sent on their own game. And New Junk City is going to be the next map, Flashpoint, as it has been announced earlier in the match. However, this is a perfect map for Heaven Sent to start, just small skirmishes. So Four-Eyed Freaks really need to find an answer to this.
Can they have an answer? As Heaven Sent, they actually have Ayako now as a Lucio on the screen.
Yeah, right now it seems that Ayako is going to be the main Lucio player for this team. And we've mentioned this multiple times now, but speed is key to this map type, because you need to move around points really quickly. And by the hovers right now, it looks like Four-Eyed Freaks is also going with the Junker Queen speed comp as well, but we are experiencing a brief pause. I think Zero-san is a little bit working on his connection, because he didn't hover anything right now. I want to do this now too.
Too late.
Hey, you didn't give me the call. You need to give me the heads up here.
Too late. Only the professionals of professionals can do the camera pose.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a transition.
I have much to learn.
No, but before, it's good to have pause, not in the middle of the game before the gates open. I'm pretty sure that will be resolved real soon with the connection. But as you have mentioned, Lucio seems to be the key, one of the most big key, keeping up the speed. Sometimes bringing back your DPS or tank that goes down even before the fight. But Flashpoint can be hard, because in terms of professionals, you actually communicate and talk to your teammates which way you want to move. But in our regular games, the team spread all over the place every single time.
Exactly. So I think this is more. I think this is a better experience for those who play team games rather than individual ranked games. But it's still a fun mode to play.
It is. I love it. I actually love it so much.
And here we go. Like we've also mentioned earlier, the first point is always going to be at the center of the map arena. Both teams use TP, so there will be arriving at very similar speeds here, almost at the same time. And Heaven Sent getting their health bars a little chunked out because of XP7 firepower here. And this is also I think Four-Eyed Freaks won the composition gamble here, because I think I also mentioned this before, but Kiriko and Lucio is not enough healing to deal with XP7. However, the snipe is going to be very efficient here on taking down the members of Four-Eyed Freaks. And despite the comp mismatch here, Heaven Sent is going to be the one that actually wins the first fight and takes point A.
And the chain of kills coming from Genji, and Zero-san just keeping it up. As for EF, they did lose, I believe, the early Lucio. Kiriko actually had a response of a headshot kill. So knowing that there's less of a sustain, had some really good kills. Another one from Berlin. Early loss. 4v5 here.
It's already a 4v5, and Heaven Sent, they close the distance, and this is going to be an advantageous fight for the side of Heaven Sent. Because you sacrifice, because if you look at the comp of four-eyed freaks here, yes, they're now changing to match the mirror match here. However, if you, Zerasan again taking down his Sojourn counterpart, is already an advantage fight, a numbers advantage again. Four-eyed freaks does not have the time to regroup. Yet Berlin uses the window. However, it is not going to be enough because the DPS is not going to be there.
That's the power of Sojourn, guys. If you can land that power hit, yeah, you can just create your a lot more advantageous moments. As for EF this time, we'll be coming back near the point at least to contest 99%.
However, this is not looking good for the side of
again.
Four-eyed freaks. Ayako taking down Overshake, and it is 3v5.
Sound barrier just for Ayako to keep himself alive. Oh, hold on. Speed 75.
Heaven Sent absolutely needs to win this fight because they already expended the sound barrier.
0 HP.
And that is going to be it for point number 1 here. And second point is going to be Junkyard. And XP7 is going to be there first. However, a lot of the members of Heaven Sent are going to be there first. So XP7 has to be careful not to get picked here.
And Cassidy, he's going to be the pick, taking some damage from, I believe, Soldier and some pokes coming out from Genji. But here's Clear Kun from the side.
Wait, that was a great play from XP7 here. The sound barrier and the rampage there. XP7, everyone on the side of Heaven Sent taking down. I really want to mention this play because XP7 denied Clear's rampage with that grenade here, because the grenade status effect is hindered, so you can't move, and that also denies the rampage dash as well.
Yeah, that's exactly the moment as Cassidy.
Speed 75, this time
continuing.
Four-eyed freaks on the aggression here.
As we dash through the air into some extra kills of Dragon Blade. A pause happens.
Well, I mean, this is the first time that we're actually having a pause mid team fight, so I really hope that is not something like a big issue. But yeah, right now, Four-eyed freaks looking like they found their groove after they give up point 1, after they give up point Arena. I had initial doubts about the Cassidy pick from XP7, but wow, he proved why
already.
Yeah, he proved why he picked the Cassidy by denying that rampage, and I think it was a really good angle for Clear Kun to to get that rampage on multiple members, and I think that was the difference that made the fight. Yes, they had to expend the sound barrier. Yes, they had to use other ultimates as well. However, they got the first win, and despite being at the point later than Heaven Sent, Four-eyed freaks made that cap happen, and right now it looks like they're the ones that are pulling the early aggressions now because the Dragon Blade was pulled up first.
Yeah, it almost seems like that Clear competition was totally being read by the opponent, as those attempts from the side angle was also attempted in the previous match.
Now it's going to be very important for the side of Four-eyed freaks now because Heaven Sent has their own Dragon Blade, and I don't think Four-eyed freaks has any defensive measures to counter that. Yes, they have. They're going with the. We're going with the classic Jotes meta because we are seeing a Lucio Brig in play.
Yeah, to keep Cassidy alive, you need to have some extra safety protection.
So this is good long-term sustain, but also at the same time they have very little burst sustain. So they have to be very careful here.
As now Heaven Sent taking the point for the first time. Here is that blade. Oh, actually, stop right in the middle.
Deny taking that.
Yeah, pretty good kill picked up on Sojourn. Now, along with that Dragon Blade, Heaven Sent actually.
So, I mean, Heaven Sent used their Dragon Blade, but at the same time, I think Four Eyed Freaks really played that really well because they traded one ult each, and then they won the fight and also won the point. But if you look at the value of the ultimates, like Dragon Blade is usually considered a higher value ultimate than the Deadeye. So I think well done to Four Eyed Freaks. Next point is going to be Refinery. However, due to the spawn being closer, Heaven Sent is having a lot more positional advantage than Four Eyed Freaks. Four Eyed Freaks has to break the defense lines to contest the point.
So first one in, opening. Unlocks in a second. Four Eyed Freaks not getting into
ultimates
positions.
on the side of Four Eyed Freaks. The sound barrier needs to be completed quickly.
Here's a pretty good rampage from Rui. And a few more members picked up on the side from FP7, Speed 75, along with that. Picking it up, Clear Kun. Not going to press it this time, Heaven Sent. Willing to let go of the point after 22%.
Yeah, so again, this is a very important win for Four Eyed Freaks right now because I mentioned this before, but Overshake did not have sound barrier, now approaching sound barrier. So now even if Heaven Sent even if Clearcon uses the rampage, Four Eyed Freaks has a defensive measure. The question now here is going to be, after Ayako has the sound barrier of their own, they will have more sustain because they are likely to bait out the sound barrier with the rampage, and they have that sustained advantage.
It's in a rush. Oh yeah, with the sound barrier coming back into the point.
They didn't. Heaven Sent didn't even need the rampage to bait out the sound barrier. Just their own sound barrier traded out. Ayako taking down XP7. That is a lot of source of damage out denied from Four Eyed Freaks. Berlin taken out as well. I think this fight is just going to the side of Heaven Sent.
Yeah, along with that extra push, Overshake, you had to be forced to use that barrier early on, which gave a lot more room for Ayako to have the response.
Stagger kills very, very important at this stage of the fight because it is 77%. Can Four Eyed Freaks even contest for Refinery here?
Yeah, they still have ways away to come back into the point. That's why this much pressure is being set.
Heaven Sent doesn't want any contention of their own. I think Four Eyed Freaks is just giving up point Refinery, and it is going to be map point for the side of Heaven Sent. Potentially last point is going to be bomb flats, and like spawn point is even in favor of Heaven Sent here. This is unfortunate for Four Eyed Freaks.
Yes, as Four Eyed Freaks, they still have to travel slightly further. This time there's an early rampage on the 50 PS.
Aggression on, but it is countered by the sound barrier. Deadeye does not have any value. Speed 75, they need to win this fight because they are investing a lot of ultimates here, and they are reaping their rewards. Yes, Sarazan is answering with the overclock. However, no kills so far. It looks like Four Eyed Freaks is starting this fight with a numbers advantage here.
Even just has to parse light away. Get through the rampage. The extra barrier actually kept both of their DPS alive. Pretty good catch and protection coming from the back line, and also Rui stealing some attention away from Genji and Sojourn. Heaven Sent this time was able to use some ultimates, not really having the expensive casualty on at their end.
Heaven Sent, if they want to win, they have to pull the trigger now because this is the time, this is the small window where they have the Dragon Blade, but Four Eyed Freaks does not have the sound barrier. Overshake taken down before the sound barrier is online. That is their cue. However, Iron Barb is down on Four Eyed Freaks. Wow, they are on a different level right now. Where has this Four Eyed Freaks been for the last two maps?
Finally on point here, as we will be matching 2-2 very likely with 0% Heaven Sent. That Kiriko ult gone. Sound barrier coming online for both Lucios. But Speed 75 has been winning that Genji
I don't
duel
think Heaven Sent can even
more.
contest. This is going all the they can
They might
contest.
try with the barrier plus the Genji blade.
But there is
Here
that
it is.
sound barrier to counter, and Iron Barb
timing.
has to use the deflect. Okay, but at least takes out Berlin. Oh, Speed 75 is down as well.
That's a few more. And Clearcon still has that rampage available, and this might be, and it is going to be a capture point for, not yet, at 99% for EF.
Yeah, so Four Eyed Freaks, if they win a single fight, they will be able to take bomb flats on their favor. However, Heaven Sent has that rampage, and you can see from the previous matches and maps here that Heaven Sent, even though if you're at an ult disadvantage, they are a team that will pull the trigger, even if you're at an ult disadvantage here.
And going back to Ashe. Pushing that forward towards the line.
There is that. Rampage didn't hit anyone, but still Overshake is down.
Dragon
Speed
Blade.
75 pulls out the Dragon Blade. They know that this fight is going to be the
Can't
crucial
find
fight,
anyone!
but can't find anyone. No one at all. And Heaven Sent, their gamble is rewarded, and now it is again.
Oh man, that was Deadeye plus Genji Blade.
And I don't.
And a longer respawn back from 4EF.
They have to make a desperation touch here because it's 90%.
8%.
This is, remember, this is match point for Heaven Sent.
4%. Lucio can't come back into the point.
No!
And that is it. 3-1 score.
That bomb flat looked like it was destined to go the way to Four Eyed Freaks, and Four Eyed Freaks looked like they were actually getting better on the team fights. However, the last gamble, yes, I don't think the ClearCon's Rampage had a lot of value, but still they were able to manage to make a lot the team fight happen. And oh dear, the Dragon Blade from Speed 75 did not find anyone. That was tragic for the side of Four Eyed Freaks.
Yeah, moment he striked into that pillar, I could feel the frustration from Speed 75. It's like, oh no, this is not the angle I should have used that movement into. Yeah, that was the only chance of having the team fight back into Four Eyed Freaks, but without that, well, it's Heaven Sent, and they can make some miracles work even after a 0.99.
Yeah, Heaven Sent, credit to Heaven Sent, because all match long they have been very aggressive. They have been they have been playing very high tempo. Again, like, yes, I don't think this is a team that is lacking in teamfight skills, but they're making these kind of situations where you don't even need a team fight because you are catching people off guard. You are starting fights before the opposition is even prepared for a fight. So this kind of tempo is something, again, the experience that comes from these players are very, very valuable. These are the players that have been playing against Overwatch League teams and the Pro-Ams on the Contenders NA side, and these players also have been playing multiple seasons of Contenders. So I guess this is the victory of experience.
Yeah, also it seems like they have just adjusted into the meta totally fine, as they didn't really have a long of a break coming into the pack. And
player of the match, Zerasan.
It has to be this Junkrat moment. Absolutely fantastic for the team, and absolutely devastating for 4EF too, because you're so focused onto the main, looking at the point, but
oh, that was dirty. I mean, yes, we do see a little bit of Junkrat, but usually when you see Junkrat, you expect it on maps like Lijiang Tower Control Center or something like that. I did not wake up to expect that we would have like a Junkrat game on Midtown out of all maps. And not only just the Junkrat, Zerasan was impactful in a lot of other heroes as well. Like, he was one of the main parts that started the aggression with ClearCon and kind of caught Four Eyed Freaks off their balance.
Also, having a lot of great moments from Sojourn. That power hit just landing on the right body almost every time.
I mean, XP7 had a good time on his scan roll as well, but I think on like a more team perspective, I think Zerasan kind of set up the team a lot more for success, and credit to them because they are on the winners finals now.
Yep, now they'll be playing in 2 weeks, waiting for the team to come up from the other side for that winners finals. 3-0s all over the board tonight as we kick things pretty hot, as the other team only having some points on those maps. It wasn't like a total perfect 3-0, but still, we do end up with that 0-3-3-0 and a 0-3. Heaven Sent with 2 3-0s already looks very promising into the tournament.
Yeah, a day of 3 Overwatches, and like you said, G-Club, Heaven Sent is on a roll right now. It looks like, from what I'm seeing right now, I think the only team that I can match Heaven Sent looks like to be Varel on the other side of the bracket.
So it works out perfectly in a lot of ways.
Exactly. So I'm definitely, I mean, no disrespect to Fade or DAF or NGUK. It looks like Varel's going to be the favorites for the other side of the bracket. And like you said, in 2 weeks, whoever, maybe it can be some other team, but Varel, Fade, DAF, NGUK are going to have to work their way and go against Heaven Sent. That's it's going to be a tall task though.
Yeah, that lower bracket matches will be some really intense battles. I can already feel that happening. And 4EF going down all the way, and this is going to be tomorrow's schedule. The 4 other teams that we did not get to see today. Vero missing an L there, but still. Versus Fade, that versus NGUK. Some great teams that did not get to play. Exactly the reason why you have to come back tomorrow and watch these fantastic teams put on some display of some fantastic Overwatch.
Exactly, and also, just to kind of, pull a prank here, I know what you guys all are here for. You want those skins.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, we will have the other opportunities for that skins, and also, you will have to have the agony of dealing with me and G-Clav. However, you will have those skins.
Well, I can't be fully agreeing on that. but still, I'm actually very, very interested to see, because Vero seems to be the favorite, but also DAF seemed very, very, very strong from the open. So we'll see how they actually do, especially on we've seen some from the other side, again, repeating what I said before, especially on Flashpoint, because that's in the middle. That always has to be played, even if it's a 3-0. So things can flip all the time. We've seen some moments from 4EF, excuse me, they were almost able to pull it out. There were moments, okay, maybe they can flip this against Heaven Sent, and it seemed like Flashpoint can be the map where you can flip it and have a reverse sweep, because it's one of the longer map where you can just win multiple. It feels like you're winning multiple control maps in just one.
Yeah, and also Flashpoint is kind of like you have to prepare it differently from other maps. So I think if you, if some teams might kind of like practice it a little bit less, because you and on a practice perspective, like if it's just a perspective, you can always kind of give up a map just for getting other 3 maps, right? So maybe for for the, I guess, weaker teams on the power level side, they will be using that as an opportunity to get that win over and get that momentum going against the stronger teams. And I think for White Freaks here, I don't necessarily think they did bad, although this was a 3-0. It was a little bit closer, maybe, except that Midtown was a disaster for White Freaks. However, for the other maps, I think it was fairly close. Maybe it just didn't show because at 99 degrees Celsius, you don't see the water boiling. They just lack that 1 or 2 degrees for that water to boil. And I think as maybe the lower bracket run, because since they have more matches, might be enough for them to actually get that temperature going.
Nice. We're bringing some science here, too. And also, so for 6 below and Invincible, it's not over for them. They're actually going in the lower bracket. They can still climb back up all the way to the grand finals. So things are still in the air. Anything is still possible for Overwatch Contenders Fall Series APAC here. It is only day 1, and I fully enjoyed it already.
Of course.
Unknown coming back into APAC. Of course, this won't be the only. As you go through APAC, and soon Korea will also be open next week. So very exciting time for Fall Series.
So for Overwatch fans, let me just do some self-PR here. I'm going to be here for Contenders APAC. I'm going to be here for Contenders Korea.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to be here for Overwatch League interview translations as well. And also, of course, we have some other caster duos, some fantastic duos ready for, also the other parts of the tournament as well. We have LaFon, we have Possible, we have Papadaka, we have Opar here. So, I mean,
root for all of us. All the caster duos, we're always loving Overwatch.
And they all have their own strengths, and they have all those are very experienced. They have been here for, some of them have been here for years and years, and they have their own, I guess, let's just say charm. So keep an eye on that as well.
Yeah, charm plus their their strength as the duo casters. There's different chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta love them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
I love them. I love all of them. I mean, before I even started casting,
Oh.
I've been fan. I mean,
I
yeah.
almost thought you said Kiss, but I guess not.
No, no. Before I even started casting, some of those casters really, you were there before I started casting, so I was a big fan. It's an honor to be, a part of the team here, and yeah, I'm just excited for what's coming up.
Yeah, no, it's only been day number 1. Too bad it all had to be 0-3, 3 zeros, but still kicking in really hot. Loving the new meta with a lot of the different heroes coming back on. Always been a pretty big Torbjorn fan. Even since Overwatch 1, the beginning
So okay,
days.
you're a Hanzo fan and a Torbjorn fan. Okay, look, let me
I
put
love
you
it.
in the.
I don't play Torbjorn. I like Torbjorn because it's to the turret, and Torbjorn is an easy target to hit as a Hanzo main.
Okay.
Okay. So in the other, it's easier to kill. That's what I mean as a Torbjorn fan.
Okay. Well,
Hanzo main
what a
Torbjorn fan
strange
because I
reason
can
to be
kill
a fan,
easily.
but okay, I'll take it.
Torbjorn, of course, you can't really like sprint or like move away or fly in the air, so it's an easy target. Like turrets just standing there in one place, easy target for the arrows all the time. I mean,
All right. I mean,
that's
I'll leave the decisions to you,
that's
chat.
the brain of a Hanzo player, okay?
Oh man. Remember to put avoid from team.
Oh yeah. But
No,
I'm
just
playing
joking.
I'm playing Liari most of the time these days, so it's okay.
I'm just joking here. I love playing with you, so no worries on that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for our day number 1 for Fall Series 8-pack Overwatch Contenders. Make sure to come back for day number 2, where we have all the other 4 teams being played for the 3 matches and also the winners between those 4 teams. So thanks for tuning in for today. See you guys all tomorrow for more Fall Series 8-pack.